everyone, I'm Kaitlin.
And I'm Jillian.
And we are the hosts of the OK Drama podcast.
We're two friends recap and break down K-dramas one episode at a time.
Yay!
Here we are.
We are back with more Lovestruck in the City.
Yes.
Yes. How you feeling?
Still don't love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more just interested in like, okay, well, why'd y'all break up?
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, that's just me wanting to know the tea about random people.
Yeah. I'm definitely... Well, we'll get into this later. But I'm liking it more. I really like the kind of banter between the participants.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, maybe she was trying to steal from you. It's like, that's that aspect of it. And I do like that it's short.
Yes.
I did find myself wanting to watch the next episode. For sure. But before we get into all of that, guys, please rate and review our podcast. If it's your first time here. What an interesting choice to start here, but welcome. Please rate and review and follow us on Twitter at OKDramaPod and Instagram OKDramaPodcast, and check out our Etsy that has cute stickers and pins and patches, and we have a Patreon where you get bonus content, like we covered Strangers from Hell and Sky Castle and Kim's Convenience, and some other fun movies and stuff.
Good stuff.
Good, fun stuff. We also have affiliate links for Daebak Box and Fashion Chingu. So if you want to, pick yourself up a little treat, use our link. And then we get a little commission, and that just lets us, keep our .com and pays for our Podbean. So, just trying to have some fun on the internet, and that helps us.
Yes, it helps a lot.
Yeah. So, we're back with Lovestruck in the City. I think we should just jump in, because there were some parts in these two episodes where I'm like, okay, this is weird. This is worth talking about. I felt like the first two episodes were pretty straightforward, and it's just like, okay, cool. I don't know what to say, but...
It's people hanging out.
Yeah.
And people talking to a camera, okay.
Yeah. It's like, 6 attractive people...
Yes.
...are dating. Cool. All right. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay.
Before animals know I'm in here and start making noise. All right, episode 3. She drove me crazy. Sun-ah lets misunderstandings cause a rift between her and Jaewon. Wanting to know how she feels, Jaewon asks Sun-ah to meet him by a certain hour.
Very specific.
The producers/participants start talking about the morning after sex and one-night stands. The group teases Jaewon for being bad in bed since Uno left without saying anything when he woke up. Jaewon and Kangwon keep getting on each other's nerves and pick on each other, and they're like, I can't wait to meet you in person so I can kick your ass.
Yeah.
It's just really stupid.
Like, God, you're so annoying.
Kangwon insists he is single by choice, and then we see a flashback of him waking up naked with Sun Young, who is the gym teacher, and he can't remember anything, but they have good chemistry, and she's just like, you want to eat breakfast?
And he's like, we could just stay here.
And then I guess they bone again, and
good for them.
A few more times. We go back to the main couple story, and we see that Jaewon has started to be awkward around Uno while she continues to ignore him. Very odd. I know.
It's like kind of cringy, because obviously he wants to talk to her, but like, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I'd probably be like Uno and just like pretend I don't see this person. Obviously, unless I liked him, but like,
yeah.
Yeah, what a terrible, awkward thing.
One day, Uno runs into Jaewon at the beach, and he is reluctantly sweet to her. She tries to invite herself over to his camper, but he gets irritated by her casual attitude. And he feels frustrated until he hears that Uno never did hang out with the other guy Jaewon thought she was talking to. Jaewon leaves Uno a note to meet him at his van at 6 p.m. and if she doesn't show up on time, he'll take it as she doesn't like him and he'll leave her alone. Uno then reveals that she intended to blow him off and leave the relationship as a one-night stand, but she decided to not be afraid and just go for it. So it's around 6:45. He's in his little Jeep car thing with his little camper attached, and he's all upset because she hasn't shown up. He keeps checking his phone and he keeps checking the time. But then, as he leaves, Uno catches up and they hug and they're all happy together, and it looks like a happy ending.
Yes. They're so in love. Maybe. I was thinking, like, if I ever left a note for Alex to show up, like, you have to show up at 6, or I'll take that as you don't like me, I would just have to expect him to, like, come at 7.
Yeah, you would say 6, but you actually meant 7.
Yeah. I feel like Andrew would be, like, devastated if you didn't show up by, like, 6:15.
Yes, and Andrew would show up early.
Yeah.
If the tables were turned, Andrew would be there at, like, 5:45.
Like, I'm here.
Yeah. Can't be late.
Yeah. I was, like, very frustrated. So this is kind of jumping ahead to the next episode, but I am very frustrated by her lack of a phone.
Yes.
Like, because I was thinking, why don't you just text him and be like, I have to work, I'll meet you at 10, sorry. But then I realized she doesn't have a cell phone, and I'm like, girl, this isn't like 2005 or something, like, it's 2019, why don't you have a cell phone? Like, at least
very odd.
Flip
I don't
phone
know
or something.
If she actually doesn't, or maybe when she went on this trip, she was like, I'm not going to use a phone because I'm going to be different, I'm going to be free. And she maybe, like, left her phone at home or whatever. I don't know.
That makes sense. Like, it kind of does seem like she just kind of showed up there. Because she talks about, like, I was miserable and I'm going to be a different person. And that's why she, like, decided to go hang out with Jaewon or whatever. But
the people she works with, though, that she knows, like, they don't even know her real name, right?
I don't know.
I feel like they called her by
Sona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, do they actually know each other, or did she just show up there and they met and hit it off and she got a job, or what? It's so interesting.
That's kind of what it seems like, because I feel like Jaewon has known them for a while. So I feel like if she also knew them for a while, like, they would have met sooner.
Yeah.
But maybe not. I don't know.
Very interesting.
Mystery. I am, like, she's the most interesting character, like, as far as, like, what happened to her, why
she has
this
a lot
way.
of secrets.
For sure. Her and the gym teacher, I'm like, there's something going on with that gym teacher that, like...
Yes.
Her and Kangwon, like, I want to know what's up with him. Those are the 3 that I'm, like, really interested in. I mean, the cute little couple, they're just...
A cute little couple.
Yeah. And Jaewon's kind of a lot, so...
He's still very upset.
Yes. I want to know how much time has passed, because, like...
Yeah.
So this is... They said it was October of 2019 when the flashback is taking place. So it seems like it's been, like, a year. Because now we're in 2020, and the show premiered, like, towards the end of 2020, but obviously if you, like, look at how they're dressed, like, it's not wintertime, so I feel like I wish they would have told us the dates, because I'm like, has he just worn this ring for like a year and he's like still not given up on her? Or
yeah, has it been 6 months? What's the deal here?
Yeah. But I'm jumping ahead. So, episode 4. What did she do with the ring? Sona and Jaewon's whirlwind romance abruptly ends when he rushes to Seoul for a work emergency. She never calls, but he still wears his ring. Again. For how long?
Yes.
How long would you wear a ring for if you had, like, a very crazy whirlwind romance and you had a fake marriage and you're like, I'll never take it off. And then he, like, you never talk to him again. How long would you leave the ring on for?
Not long at all.
I feel like
he's gonna ignore me.
Yeah, I would probably be so devastated that if we didn't meet up when we said we were going to, I'd take it off that night. But then I
like,
keep it...
Imagine going there.
Oh, God, yeah.
To meet him, and you're just, like, waiting forever like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And you never hear from them prior.
Yeah. I would take it off that night, and then I keep it in, like, a jewelry box, just in casesies. And then probably after a month or so, I'd be, like, fucking in a box to Goodwill or something. Or I try to take it to one of those we buy silver and gold.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, I'm wondering if they'll clarify, like, how long he's worn that for, because I'm curious. But anyway, so Jaewon and Uno/Sona are, like, super lovey-dovey. They're basically, I'm assuming they're just, like, boning and looking at beautiful landscape in the middle of nowhere. In that cute little camper. She asks him if he can stay for another month, and he asks her to marry him. And I was like, I think I literally said, what? Like,
yeah.
That's your response?
A little weird.
Yeah, for sure. He's like, if I was her, I'd be like, I made a mistake.
Yeah, like, what?
Because he said I love you after knowing her for, like, 5 days.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird, but I'm like, okay, maybe he just kind of, like, got swept up in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But
now suddenly...
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm, like, slowly back up out of there. But she's different. She's shocked, but she decides to accept. Because he's like, it's fun, it's fine, like, we're having fun, right? And she's like, yeah. But she's like, I want a proper proposal. So then he calls her and plays guitar and sings her a song, and, like, they're very in love. But their little unofficial mini wedding ceremony is really cute. I thought they're just, like, professing their love for each other on video on top of the camper with little flowers. And then Jaewon actually gets couple rings for them, and Uno is the one who says they should never take them off, and we see that Jaewon has kept that promise even in the present day. That's kind of the shitty part too, is she's the one who's like, let's never take these off.
Yeah, she definitely gives mixed signals.
Yes.
He's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And moving way too fast. Mm-hmm. And I can imagine him definitely scaring her with some of the things he says. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's a little fast. But she's also, like, really, really, really playing along with this.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's cool if you wanted to go to this beach and change your name for a while and be a new person and do whatever. Mm-hmm. But maybe don't pretend to marry someone.
Yeah.
Who told you they loved you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like, if you want to have fun and do whatever, like, that's fine. But find someone that's on the same page. Not someone who wants to
is, like, giving you his whole heart. Yeah. Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like, how sincere was she being?
Yeah.
Was she really being sincere? And this is like, I guess what they're going to get, this is what the other participants start talking about, is like, was she being sincere and then something happened to her where she got scared off?
Mm-hmm.
Or was she just kind of taking this as a joke the whole time?
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, like, the way that quote-unquote wedding was, like, it was just, like, kids playing married, you know? So I could see how she would think it's kind of like a joke.
Yeah.
And just for fun. But obviously not for him.
Yeah. I mean, I think he, like, thought the wedding was a joke, but, like, obviously...
but not the words.
Yeah, not the words, not the fact that they were in love.
I mean, he bought rings, for crying out loud.
Yeah. So, present-day Jaewon is also wondering all of this stuff, and he wonders if she still has her ring. And then we see Uno casually mention that she just threw hers away. Wasteful, but...
Yeah.
I don't believe her. I believe she still has
it.
The other participants start to nitpick their story again, and they're like, y'all are lame. She never loved you. And he gets frustrated. And yeah, they basically suggest that she didn't love him as much as he thought she did. And Kangwon comes up with a theory that Uno basically seduced Jaewon because she wanted to steal something from him. And we see that the gym teacher is kind of like egging Kangwon on, being like, yeah, that's a good story. And I don't think they realize that they are the people that had their one-night stand with each other 5 years ago. So Jaewon gets frustrated and insists that Uno really did love him, and we see flashbacks of her proudly telling everyone that they got married, and she gave him, like, big portions at the restaurant, and, like, she seemed very proud to be in a relationship with him at the time. And then we see how the relationship basically started to end. Jaewon gets called back to Seoul for a work emergency, which he still blames his cousin for. And he's like, if you could do your damn job, like, I wouldn't have had to rush back, and we could have gone back together. And so basically he has to rush off, and he and Uno promise each other that they will meet back up in Seoul. And they basically, he's like, you have my phone number, like, you memorized my phone number, you have it on a sheet of paper, like, call me when you can, but if I don't hear from you, let's still meet up at this place at this date and time. And yeah, it's just, like, really complicated because Uno doesn't have a cell phone. And I wanted to be like, just text your fucking friend, like, she's always using his cell phone, like...
Yeah.
You don't have email? Like, is there no way you can get in touch with this woman? Like, what? But, whatever. Okay. Back in the present day, we see that it appears that the two have never met up again. And Jaewon is driving people at work crazy because he keeps changing the designs, and he just seems like he's in a funk. And we get kind of a funny scene of his cousin, like, tattling on him, basically. And his dad being like, get your shit together. And Jaewon being like, I was happy with my life before all this. Like, so he's just kind of a hot mess right now.
Yeah, he has a lot of feelings.
Yes, but we do see, like, he seems to be a nice guy. Like, he goes to visit the construction site and, like, brings, like, the... people working, like, snacks, and he picks up a cake for a guy's wife. It's like, he has a nice heart. He's
definitely.
Just a lot. So, okay, so he's driving people crazy. Meanwhile, Uno is trying to get her business up and running. Basically, I think she's, like, a freelance marketer, is how she's labeling herself, and she's basically begging people for work.
Yeah.
Which isn't cute, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Because she's, like, very forward with, like,
Mm-hmm.
I need work. And I get it. She's trying to do her own thing. Okay, so they reveal that the two, like, they've never even seen each other in Seoul, and he says, like, I always thought, like, I'd run into her somewhere, which I thought was also weird, because Seoul is, like, a huge fucking city, and, like, I feel like I wouldn't expect to run into someone
Mm-hmm.
in that big of a city.
Yeah.
Like, maybe San Antonio, but there's a ton of fucking people in San Antonio, and, like, thank God, I've never run into a lot of the people that I've known in my life. So, I thought that was weird, but I guess that's just, like, wishful thinking. But then we see that the two almost do cross paths. Like, I guess they technically do. So they're both driving on the same road, and they're, like, driving next to each other, and their cars are, like, stopped next to each other at a stoplight. Sona, like, notices his fancy car and is like, ugh, like, I bet his fucking parents bought that for him. Like, whatever. She's like, I worked hard for this car. I bought this car with my own money. And then she realizes it's Jaewon, and she's, like, trying to hide from him. And it looks like he doesn't notice her. So they drive away. It's cool. Back at home, Uno realizes or reveals that there are two reasons for ending their relationship. The first reason is because Jaewon kept saying he was in love with Sona. Like, her personality, her look, her tattoos, and she's even like, what if this wasn't me? And he was like, then that wouldn't be you. Which is fair, I guess. But she could have told him that.
Yeah.
And then Uno is like, yeah, that wasn't me, so I broke up with him. And she starts to give her second reason, but then it's the end of the episode. And I'm like, what's the second reason?
Yeah.
What
did he do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was wondering, like, it kind of looks like Sona, or not, whatever, Uno and Kangon might be neighbors or something, because they both lived on a rooftop, but maybe it's a different rooftop. I don't know. I wonder how they know each other.
It's interesting how these people got picked to participate in this thing.
Very interesting. Do you have any predictions or other thoughts on these two episodes?
I don't. I'm interested in this breakup thing, but I'm also kind of just like, I feel like when it's revealed, my eyeballs are just going to roll out of my head. I don't know.
Yeah. I did find, like I said earlier, I did find myself really wanting to watch the next episode to be like, well, what happened? Why? What's the second reason? And I do really like the other characters kind of jumping in and them kind of also being like an audience, like, what the fuck? Or like, she probably didn't like you. That's why she ignored you after you guys had the one night stand. So I think that part's fun. And I'm looking forward to learning more about the other characters, because I think that's been fun in, like, the previous couple episodes. But yeah, I am wondering how long they will milk this relationship for, and, like, how many twists and turns there can be.
Yeah.
In the main one.
Because, I mean, it seems like we're already getting to the end of the relationship. We're just looking for what the other reason was.
Yeah. I mean,
but at that point, he leaves and then they don't see each other again.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they have to meet up again. I don't know how or why, but they've already had one close call, and I feel like it's this TV show, and it seems like they both know that they're participating in this experiment or whatever. So there's that. But I don't know.
Just blame the encounters on the producers because they want that drama.
Blame it on the edit.
Yep, they're gonna edit it and set things up to where they bump into each other, where they have to work together.
Yeah. I am, like, always so curious how much of reality shows are scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a thing that, like, people on that really weird reality show that I like, We Got Married. Because a lot of people are like, this is all, it's, like, all fake, like, whatever. They're basically, like, there are writers for the show. And so some people are like, it's basically entirely scripted. And then other people are like, no, the writers are just there to, like, basically put them in situations. And, like, then the other people just do what they feel. And so I'm like, I'm sure, I feel like they might say, like, what do you think about this? Like, say this. But, and then, like, Survivor, I feel like, I wonder how much of that, those types of reality, like, game shows are, like, I don't know. Like, if the producer's like, this person said this.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Or what if this person said this to you? What would you say?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, sowing the seeds of doubt in people.
Yes, definitely.
But yeah. Very interesting. So yeah. I'm probably gonna watch, like, 5 and 6 now. And, spoiler, it's not a huge, well, I don't know. Maybe I won't say it. Never mind. I won't spoil anything, but I am excited to watch the next episode. Because I saw something.
Ah, okay.
I saw a thing on the internet. So I'm like, oh, that'll be fun. But anyway. Do you have any fashion?
I do not. Nothing is sticking out to me on this show so far.
Yeah, I just wrote, what's her face? Uno was wearing cowboy boots at the beach, which I was like, that's unexpected. I mean, she pulls it off well. Like, I guess that's the thing. Like, if you are a beautiful woman, you can basically wear anything and it looks right on you. You just have the confidence to pull it off.
Definitely.
And then, like, I just really like the Korean men's fashion looks. They just always look so nice and put together. All their little sweaters and stuff.
Yeah. None of their looks stood out to me in these 2 episodes.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, the other girls, it's just, really standard. I guess that's the thing, right? They're supposed to be, like, real people, so they're not going to be, like...
in fabulous.
Yeah.
Really interesting outfits.
Yeah. So...
we don't have a Scarlet this season or anything. Or
no. There's no, like, IU in Hotel de Luna. Or Reaper wearing high fashion, all black.
Definitely.
Yeah. I feel like it is a minor upgrade from tracksuits, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Tracksuits and school uniforms. Do you have an I love you?
The only thing that was even slightly I love you-y, the mini wedding thing, which you have listed also.
Yeah. It was
not
cute.
Really anything else.
Like, this is making myself sound old, but I'm not that old. But the older I get, the more I'm just like, if Alex and I did get married, I would want it to just be something like that. Like, Alex and I have been talking, I'm like, I'm honestly fine just, like, going to the courthouse and inviting, like, our moms and Coffin Show. And that's it. Like, I don't care to have, like, 500 people there. Like, I don't even know that many people, obviously, but, like, I don't know. I don't want, like, a big thing.
I feel ya.
And Vicky, who is my receptionist at work, was like, you know they have free weddings on Valentine's Day, right? And I was like, oh, that might be a bargain. And she was like, sometimes they put people on the news. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. So, anyway, but I'm like, that's cute. Just, like, a really intimate, private thing.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
But yeah. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
No. So, last episode, I talked about how I was really sad because one of the guys from EXO is going to the military. Well, I just realized that another one is going to the military, and I got really sad.
At this point, though, is it even shocking?
No, but the reason I got sad is because he's releasing a new album, and so usually, like, when they do that, they go on, like, variety shows and music shows to, like, promote. But he's, like, timing got messed up, so basically he's, like, dropping his new album and then, like, going to the military, like, a few days later. So
Gotcha.
he can't do a lot of stuff. Anything. But I guess he had an Instagram live and was like, I pre-recorded a bunch of stuff, so it's not going to be the same, but it's there. And I was like, oh, dang. Because those two are my favorites in the group. And I'm like, well, see you in 2 years, I guess. Bye. But I feel like we've been doing this podcast for like 2 years now, huh? So 2 years really does fly by kind of fast. I feel like it was just yesterday when we were like, hey, that one guy from EXO and Along with the Gods went to the military. What a bummer. And now he's back.
Yeah, exactly.
Making more movies, so.
Back and probably buff.
I don't know. I think he went to the... I think there are different... Obviously, there are different branches of the military. Mm-hmm. And some people actually go to, like, the Army or the Marines to, like, actually train to be a soldier. Mm-hmm. But some of the idols just join the military band. And I think that's what he did.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, that's like what so in SHINee, one of the guys actually went to the Marines and like trained to be a Marine and like jump out of planes and bullshit like that. And then one of them was just in the military band and was like, I was in musicals for a year. So a little different. Oh, and the guy from Romance is a Bonus Book, I think, just got out of the military too.
The main lead?
I forget his name.
I just remember his what's it called? Camo outfit.
Oh yeah. I think he was also an Un, because we kept saying his name wrong, but I don't remember the second syllable.
I don't either.
So
it's been too long.
Yeah. An Un something.
Or something Un.
Yeah. He, I think he just got out, so. Anyway, if you're also sad, tweet me, and, we can commiserate together. Because I feel like when other people were like, I'm going in the military, I'm like, oh, that's a bummer, but see you in 2 years. But this one, I'm like, oh, man.
Your heart broke a little.
Yeah. But I still was just like, okay, see you in 2 years. Just a little sadder this time. But yeah, that's it. I haven't really been watching any other stuff. Just Great British Baking Show, catching up on the seasons I've missed. And I found you might already know this person, but I found like a vegan cooking channel on YouTube, And she's, like, made a bunch of, like, I don't know what you call them, sweets, I guess? Like, brownies and banana bread. And I was like, oh, shit. And, like, it looks really good. And they're not, like, I made brownies with black beans or whatever. Like, they're, like, legit brownies. And I did not know about aquafaba, but now I do. And I'm just gonna buy all the garbanzo beans and make stuff. So that's really what I've been watching.
I love garbanzos.
I know.
They're my fave.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, that's it from me. Do you have any other corner?
Not really. Just working on music, watching TV, ignoring work. Yeah.
Man, work was a butt for me this week, but I think it'll be better.
Same with Andrew.
It was just like people were getting their second vaccine, so people were like sick, and then people were out, and then I was, oh my god, this is, I don't know if I'll leave this in, maybe I will, because I've just been leaving everything in, really, but this lady sent me such a rude email. I was, like, trying really hard not to cry at work, and I felt like I couldn't, because basically, like, my boss was gone, and there are new employees there, and I felt like, not that I'm their boss, but, like, I'm, I guess, the most senior person there, and I don't want them to see me cry. So I was just like, hold it together. But yeah, this lady just sent me such like a snarky email, and I think I was just already stressed. And she basically was like, if you don't want to do this for me, I'll take our business elsewhere. And I was like, because they're like semi-important, and she's not, but like, and looking back, I'm like, she has no authority to say that. Like, she's like,
yeah,
who the fuck are you? But I don't know. So I'm happy that week is over and we're starting a fresh week. And
do y'all work on Friday?
Yes.
Bummer.
I know. I'm hoping we'll be able to maybe get off a little early, or at least have like a super chill day, because a bunch of people are closed, but we're only closed on federal holidays.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Anyway, well, I am looking forward to more Lovestruck in the City and talking about it. I hope you guys also are looking forward to that. Subscribe.
Episodes 5 and 6.
Yes.
Get to watching.
We'll talk to you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.